Hello everyone, welcome to A Level Law Help. In this video, we are going to be looking at the defence of insanity. Let's get into it. The rules on insanity are based on the case of Menaghtn and can be summarised as follows: that the defendant must have had a defect of reason, and this defect of reason was the result of a disease of the mind, and this defect of reason caused the defendant to not know the nature and quality of his act, or not know he was doing wrong. Where D is found to be insane, there is a special verdict of not guilty by reason of insanity. Now let's take a closer look at each rule of insanity. Firstly, the defendant must have had a defect of reason. This means the defendant was unable to reason at the time he acted. Temporary absent-mindedness or confusion is not enough. For example, in Clark, a 58-year-old woman was charged with theft after leaving a supermarket without paying for 3 items. She put the items in her bag absent-mindedly as she was suffering from depression at the time. This absence of mind was not enough for the woman to be considered to have had a defect of reason. Next, it must be that the defendant's defect of reason was the result of a disease of the mind, which can be a physical disease which affects the mind, as seen in Kemp. Examples of physical diseases which affect the mind are conditions such as epilepsy or diabetes. The disease of the mind can also be a mental disease, as seen in Sullivan. Examples of mental diseases are conditions such as schizophrenia or psychosis. Finally, the defendant must not know the nature and quality of his act, or not know he was doing wrong. This will be so where the defendant is temporarily unconscious or completely clueless as to what he's doing, or the defendant is delusional. Where D does know the nature and quality of his act, he can still use the defence of insanity if he did not know what he was doing to be legally wrong, for example. In R.V. Windle, the defendant, suffering from paranoia, killed his wife by giving her aspirin and said, "I suppose they will hang me for this." The court held that although he was mentally ill, his statement showed he knew his act was legally wrong, so the insanity defence failed. So that is all for today. If you found this video useful, leave a like and subscribe for more A-level law content. If you want more law-related videos, check out my TikTok as seen on screen. Thank you for watching.